Hello, YouTube, and all those to whom this may concern. I would like to continue my descriptive take on the example that I utilize of the ego and the manner in which she uses aerial maneuvers and eaglet's instinctive, meticulous form of acquiring the means of flying on their own. Now, one of the reasons why I use the eagle as an example is because she or he, being the eagle, majestically flies and exhibit a type of sovereignty that few human eyes have the privilege of observing. Now, the eagle is defined as two other classes of bird of prey. One is the hawk and the other is the falcon. Now, there are other birds that could possibly be defined as bird of prey, but the eagle is considered the ultimate class at the highest list that is defined in such a manner. Now, we, regardless of what some people may believe, we live in a predatory society, a society that preys on the fears, the uncertainty of the masses. Not only the uncertainties and the fears, but the doubts as well. Now, we live in a society now that is constantly under an assault that can very well be labeled as uncertainty. Now, some may feel like they are not a statistical participant of that mindset. Others may feel like they have never experienced a moment of uncertainty at all. There might be some that say that they are not bombarded with fears or uncertainty or doubts. Now, is that is truly the case, then you should consider yourself fortunate, to say the least. If you have reached that status of being supremely confident, masters of your fate, and aviators of your future, then all I can say for certain is that you haven't witnessed the conditions that a storm bring to bear. And that is the truest test in every sense of the word. Now, there has been various accounts of people who have been devastated by floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, storms of magnitude that rises above the level of just a mere storm. Now, that type of assault upon the psyche of a person cannot even be measured. The true measure of the trauma that is a result of that horrendous experience that has taken toll of the number of lives that was expunged as a result of it should not be understated, underestimated, and totally desensitized in the impact that it bring to bear upon the lives of those that experience it. So if you think that you are supremely confident, unfeathered by doubts, fears, or insecurities, and you haven't lived a life that enable you to say you are experienced enough to withstand that level of assault. Now, we, regardless of popular opinion, we live in a predatory society. A society that certainly, most definitely preys on the fears, uncertainties, and doubts of the masses. Now, forces that are brought to bear through the devastating forces of the elements is unparalleled in the trauma that it induces upon those that survive it. Societal implementations of political that is political in nature is assailing the minds of the masses, even as this discussion reaches its most certain conclusion. Now, the raising of gas prices, the cost that is ever being elevated in the area of food prices, the cost of living on a scale that heretofore has not been, has created its own level of doubts, fears, and insecurity. But that which posed the most immediate threat that is imperceptible or beneath the radar of most people is the decisive implementation of governmental assault upon the rights of people. Now, there are some that consider themselves citizens. I do not. And I'm not ashamed to say it. But those that are, that consider themselves citizens, have truly been taken by a state of self-imposed self-denial. Now, I'm not trying to be psychologically articulate by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm trying to convey that there is a element that is being decisive, decisively administered by the elevation of gas prices, the elevation of food prices, and the political climate of uncertainty that is wreaking havoc with the lives of people who stand to lose their homes, their jobs, and their standard of living. Now, that is what I define as societal geopolitical storms. Since everything has, on the societal level, become political, then the political terrain is just as subject to a storm as the geographic horizon by the visual disturbances of the air telegraph the approach of a storm. Now, storms of any description does not bode well with those who have to encounter them or those that are in the path of it. Now, an eagle, which flies at the highest altitude of any bird labeled or described as a bird of prey. Now, that eagle has witnessed storms. There has been a loss of life by storms. But somehow the eagle have acquired the wisdom that is utilized to weather and use evasive maneuvers for the purpose of escaping the onslaught of a storm. Now, human eyes, very few, have witnessed the aerial maneuvers of an eagle that flies either above the storm or seek refuge from that storm. Now, we as humans have become so dependent on the societal aspects of refuge that we have not sought after that which offers the ultimate definition of the word refuge. We look for the resources that we believe make us susceptible to refuge from the societal safety nets that has been created for that purpose.